Imagine a killer. Not just any killer, but one so chilling, so utterly elusive, that his name still sends shivers down your spine over 130 years later. Jack the Ripper. Every true crime show, every podcast, every dusty history book has tried to crack the case, to unmask the phantom who terrorized Victorian London. But what if I told you that the greatest trick Jack the Ripper ever pulled wasn't just escaping justice, wasn't just vanishing into the murky fog of Whitechapel? What if his true masterpiece, his most chilling legacy, was something far more profound? What if the Ripper's enduring immortality, his terrifying grip on our imaginations, wasn't a failure of the investigation, but a direct consequence of it? Get ready, because today we're not just going back to 1888. We're going to uncover the hidden truth behind the world's most famous unsolved mystery. A truth that reveals why Jack the Ripper became more than a man, more than a murderer, and why he continues to haunt us to this very day. The year is 1888. London is the undisputed capital of the world, a gleaming jewel of empire and industry. But beneath the polished facade, a grimy, poverty-stricken underbelly festers. Whitechapel. A labyrinth of cobbled streets, gaslit alleys, and overcrowded tenements, where desperation was a way of life, and the shadow of the gallows was a constant companion. For the women who eked out a living on the streets, life was cheap, and hope, a cruel stranger. This was the stage, perfectly set for the arrival of a monster. Our story begins on August 31st. Mary Ann Nichols, known as Polly, a weary woman in her mid-40s, was found in Bucks Row. Her throat had been brutally slit, her body savagely mutilated. The brutality shocked the local police, but to the wider city, she was just another unfortunate soul lost to the harsh realities of the East End. An isolated incident, they thought. How wrong they were. Just a week later, on September 8th, the horror escalated. Annie Chapman, another woman struggling to survive, was discovered in the backyard of 29 Hanbury Street. Her throat, too, was cut, but this time the mutilations were more extreme, more deliberate. Internal organs had been removed. A chilling message was being sent, written in blood, and fear began to grip Whitechapel like a cold, damp shroud. The police were baffled. No witnesses, no clear motive, just an increasingly grotesque signature. Then came the double event, the night of September 30th. It was a terrifying crescendo, a terrifying leap in the killer's audacity. First, Elizabeth Stride was found in Dutfield's yard. Her throat was cut, but the usual horrific mutilations were absent, leading some to believe the killer had been interrupted. The police barely had time to process this before another, even more gruesome discovery rocked the city. Less than an hour later, and barely a mile away, Catherine Eddowes was found in Mitre Square. Her face was disfigured, her internal organs removed, her kidney and a significant portion of her uterus taken as trophies. Near the scene, police found a piece of Eddowes' blood-stained apron and a piece of chalk graffiti on a wall, scrawled with the words, "The Jews are the men that will not be blamed for nothing." Was this a clue? A distraction? The mystery deepened and the panic exploded. London was in a frenzy. The press, eager for sensational headlines, dubbed the unknown killer Jack the Ripper, after a chilling letter, signed with that very name, was sent to a news agency. Was it the killer? A sick joker? No one knew. Scotland Yard was in disarray, its detectives overwhelmed and outmaneuvered. They tried everything: bloodhounds, house-to-house searches, interviewing thousands, even publishing sketches based on vague witness descriptions. But the Ripper, like a phantom, slipped through their fingers. The fear wasn't just confined to Whitechapel anymore. It spread like a contagion across the city, across the entire nation. Women were afraid to walk alone, men slept with weapons beside their beds. The very fabric of London society felt threatened by this unseen terror. But the worst was yet to come. On November 9th, the Ripper delivered his horrifying magnum opus. Mary Jane Kelly, a young woman barely in her mid-20s, was found in her small room at Miller's Court. This was not a quick street attack. This was a prolonged, sadistic ritual. Her body was almost entirely eviscerated and disfigured beyond recognition. The brutality was so extreme, so beyond human comprehension, that it shocked even the hardened detectives. It was an act of pure, unadulterated evil, a final, terrifying statement from the monster of Whitechapel. And then, as suddenly as he appeared, he vanished. After Mary Jane Kelly, the killing stopped. The monster disappeared back into the shadows from which he came. Police investigated hundreds of suspects: doctors, barbers, butchers, even members of the royal family. They gathered evidence, followed leads, but nothing ever stuck. The terror subsided, but a different kind of fear remained. The fear of the unknown, the haunting realization that a killer of such unspeakable depravity had simply slipped away, never to be caught, never to be identified. A void was left in the heart of London, a void that would be filled not by an answer, but by an enduring legend. And this, my friends, is where the real twist lies. This is the unexpected truth about Jack the Ripper that most people never consider. We spend over a century dissecting every clue, every theory, every suspect, desperately trying to unmask the man. But the brutal, beautiful, and utterly chilling truth is this: Jack the Ripper became immortal because he was never caught. Think about it. If he had been identified, if his name had been shouted from the rooftops and his face plastered on wanted posters, he would have been just another serial killer. A footnote in history, perhaps, but a finite story, a solved equation. His evil would have been contained, given a name, and ultimately put to rest. But by vanishing, by denying us the satisfaction of closure, Jack the Ripper achieved something far more potent than mere infamy. He became a symbol. He became the boogeyman in the fog, the embodiment of our deepest fears. The lurking danger, the unknown evil, the chaos that can erupt from the order of everyday life. The vacuum created by his disappearance was not empty, it was filled by our collective imagination, our endless need for a solution. Every new book, every new documentary, every new theory, no matter how outlandish, doesn't bring us closer to a single truth. Instead, it weaves another thread into the myth, making him larger, more mysterious, more terrifying than any real man could ever be. The truth about Jack the Ripper isn't found in a dusty police file or a forgotten confession. The truth is that we made him eternal. We, the endless generations of curious, fearful, and fascinated humans, who cannot abide an unanswered question. He is the ultimate blank canvas for our anxieties, the perfect projection for our fascination with darkness. The unsolved nature of his crimes became his greatest weapon, turning a brutal series of murders into an enduring cultural phenomenon, a dark fairy tale whispered across generations. His greatest escape wasn't just from Victorian London, but from the confines of history itself. He exists not as a man but as a perpetual, terrifying question mark. And in that question mark, his legend thrives. If this journey into the enduring mystery of the Ripper captivated you, hit that subscribe button and join our community as we unearth more of history's most baffling tales.